If you're on the street and you're cold, after 4 o'clock, you don't know what to do, because that's when most hubs shut down.
There's not enough communication and joint working between services. I really struggled when I arrived here, as I was constantly repeating my story. It was emotionally and mentally exhausting. I quickly lost hope and I relapsed.
That is the most important time. When people reach out, that they should be taken in the hand straight away. Even if you can't help them straight away, there should be a system set up so that they feel that they're in contact.
Didn't have nowhere to go, and within a couple of days he had me under his wing, and it all went from there. But they had to see me out on the street first.
I found it difficult to get a doctor's appointment with being homeless, but when my key worker arranged this for me, I was told by the doctor that I could not receive mental health help, all the while I was still using drugs and alcohol, and that he could not refer me.
These are the only people who's come out, give me food and everything. All the others has been over the phone.
There were difficulties. So for instance, in the hostel, the people that would be coming in there, obviously not everybody's in the same stage of their journey.
I've been through every system that you can think of. The housing, the council, the mental health team and everything, my PIP, to do with my dole and everything's been sorted out.
We kept each other constantly updated. The only problem was the waiting time and not knowing really what was going to happen.
I don't think I'll ever recover from losing my child, and I have to live with this forever. I wish I'd had someone who could have helped me fight social services. I feel so let down.
And basically in a desperate situation where it was going to affect my life to the point where I could have died. Quite easy. Quite easy.
The only problem they have here is that you're not getting seen quickly enough, and they also suffer from what they call the sort of cancellations.
Helped me navigate through the council, get accepted as priority need, which was very difficult on my own. Since then, managed to go on, get my own flat through the social housing.
Giving me somewhere to sleep. And like, well, why? Because I was on the streets otherwise.
After I got discharged from the hospital, obviously back on the streets, I ended up in a hostel where the medical staff there thought it was best for me to go into rehab.
I was placed in a large mixed hostel in Brighton after leaving rehab. I was scared all the time and felt really unsafe. I constantly felt on edge and it was exhausting. The only way I knew to survive was to use drugs to block it out, and that became a barrier to moving on.
Arranged everything to do with my OP, getting me a wet room, stair lift and everything.
The risks of falling straight back into the same pattern of behaviour was very great.
I'd probably still be on the streets, probably still be lost in the system.
Being there, you take me to all my hospital appointments, you bring me back home, you drop food parcels off, you put me in emergency housing. When I got discharged from hospital that day, you made sure that I was alright, and you won't go in nowhere until that was done.
I think the main part for me is having more contacts in terms of council or private landlords that understand where people are coming from and, understand the challenges that people have.
When you first get onto the street, unless someone tells you where to go, right, you have to either approach the council or the police or any of the ones that are obvious to approach, because you don't know the names of the other things that are there.
I found there's a sort of enthusiasm here in Sussex for working towards big goals. Services aren't afraid to try new things. There's always a sense of moving forward.
I found myself homeless for roughly about 3 years, not through fault of my own. It was more or less I wasn't able to get any support from the government. On my own, I probably would have given up.